Messages from the Holy Spirit to Wendy and Jillian, April 2nd, year 2017. Good morning, my dear daughters. You must remember all of my children are enrolled in the eternal school of life. As such, there are many lessons to be learned. Although the time on earth can vary for each soul, many have returned many times as they proceed on the pathway to the divine. Every soul understands where they are in their schooling. As I said yesterday, age is not indicative of a soul's development. Many old souls housed are in young earthly bodies, and they are here and have volunteered to serve. Such was the case of the souls in the children whose lives were snuffed out so very early at Sandy Hook Elementary. I had you write the little book so my children would understand why I allow such things to occur. There are many souls who are simply sent to serve in one capacity or another. Without their service, my job would be ever so difficult. Since I use all things in all ways, you must trust in the wisdom of the divine. Man's inquisitiveness, while in some ways is a very good thing, often comes to the incorrect conclusion. Much of what happens on earth is perceived through the five senses, yet these five senses on their own limit one's ability to see the reality, that which truly is the heart of the matter, that which is part of one's lesson plan. As in any lessons to be learned, some are more difficult than others. Life, as you now understand, is a sum total of the choices one makes each lifetime on earth. When the soul is allowed to assume its rightful place in each being, the choices one makes are much different than those which are predicated by the ego. The ego is responsible for those choices which create barriers to that which the soul is trying to achieve. Many misunderstand, therefore, there is no such thing as a mistake, as I use all things in all ways. Mistakes simply allow one to practice those things which once learned, enable one to share their newfound wisdom with others. Unfortunately, until the soul is allowed to assume its rightful place in each, the ego uses these mistakes to create barriers which can be most painful to endure. These barriers can unfortunately last a lifetime, and so it is one does not advance as quickly as the soul would desire. When this occurs, the soul becomes most frustrated, simply longing to return home, as he is not able to move forward in his lesson plan. Often these souls are in need of divine intervention. These interventions can be most difficult for man to comprehend. These are the times I am thought of as an unjust or unfair God. Some souls who come to earth are placed in another's path to help them learn what is necessary to draw them ever closer to the heart and the mind of our Father. Do you remember when Richard left you, how hard you prayed that you would not become consumed by bitterness? Your soul understood one's inability to forgive would impact one's development. In other words, where they would proceed to on the pathway to the divine. Those who pray in earnest for the spirit of forgiveness are able to prevent many barriers that would otherwise be placed in their path. These lessons, while most painful, are most beneficial to the soul's lesson plan. Satan does all in his power to keep man from understanding that which is the truth. He does all he can through the ego, that which is of the world, to disavow these lessons. Satan, as you know, is the mastermind of deceit and discouragement. It is a wise being who is able to rise above what others would perceive as failures to get to the truth, that which is indeed the reality. Many times I've heard the two of you say, "It is so simple." Yet, my daughters, you are very old souls, as it has taken many lifetimes for you to accept these truths. Many are chosen, my daughters, but few allow themselves to discard preconceived ideas in order to pursue their higher education. These are not secrets which are meant for a select few, my daughters. I long for all of my children to know that which is the reality. While many have bits and pieces lodged within the confines of their mind, they limit their ability to fully grasp that which in truth is the reality. That is why I have always said to not engage in debates. There's something to be gleaned from all who seek the truth, yet many allow the ego to get in their way. You are seeing a prime example of this in your government. I have asked my children to not allow politics to become their religion. Have you ever looked up the definition of religion? Webster defines religion as a pursuit or interest to which someone ascribes supreme importance. Now I ask you to look up the definition of supreme. Webster defines supreme as superior to all others. Those in the political arena believe themselves to be superior above others. These individuals are led by the ego and thereby disconnected from that which would enable them to cultivate the greater good. Those who allow themselves to be consumed with politics are easily manipulated by the evil one and unfortunately lord their earthly power over others. These individuals consistently engage in the practice of debate and, as you are seeing, are unable to orchestrate that which is in the best interest of all concerned. These souls have become hardened to my teachings and have in many ways lost their way. I therefore ask you, my daughters, to see and to know how you as my children can trust these individuals and lead them in these darkest of times. One cannot afford in these days to turn a blind eye. One cannot allow themselves to engage in that which opens the door for Satan to enter. The media opens the door for Satan and his cohorts. News is no longer a source you can trust, as much now is distorted by those who have allowed the ego to take control. To seek the truth, you must come to the sanctuary within. You must sharpen your listening skills so you can hear the still voice from within. This is how and where you will find the truth. I long for my children to embrace the truth. Time is of the essence, as soon all will change in your world. I do not tell you this to frighten you, only so you will understand the urgency of the times. This is not about who can speak the loudest. This is not about superiority. This is, however, about using one's gifts for the glory of God, not for the glory of self. Those who lack humility, my daughters, cannot be used for my purpose. I have ensured the two of you remain humble. When you look to the exterior for recognition, you are in danger of getting off track. While I know you are most eager to share my teachings, you must not engage in that which is competitive with others in your path. There's never a need to compete with others. All I ask is that each soul simply do their part. Therefore, relish and respect each other's gifts. Together you can and will make a difference. If you are not feeling fulfilled, then you must ask each of yourselves why this is the case. You have all that you need within your grasp for the two of you to move forward. You, as my ambassadors of joy, know where to turn to get that which each of you needs. As you proceed ahead with this task, you will know what to do and when to do it. When you earnestly seek the truth will indeed reveal itself. Now you are filled with enthusiasm for the task before you. These messages and truths are meant to be shared with others. I am showing you how this can be easily done. It does not need to be cumbersome, my daughters. If you respond to my guidance, you will move forward with much ease and confidence. For you, Gwen, I simply ask you use this time that you would otherwise waste watching the news, and now write through me, for me. You will be amazed at how quickly all comes together. For you, Jillian, I simply ask you use your gifts to establish a network which will enable my messages to be shared with all. When you do so, you will see my messages will indeed be heard. Yesterday, I told you there should be more listening and less chatter. Yes, set up your network so that others may listen to these messages. Much the same as Sister Claire's network, you will be able to do the same. The book you will compile will be a sum total of what is written in the days ahead. For now, daughters, simply compile what is written, and I will show you how I desire they placed within the book. Thank you for responding to my call.
Thank you for listening to our video message number 6. For more information about Abba & Company, go to www.earthangelsbook.com. Thank you, and may God bless and protect you.